Hi everybody, it's Dr. DeShavo. I do these videos at the beginning of the semester to welcome you to the class and let you know how we run things. You can see here, I'm here so you can see me, but I also have my screen on here, and this is what the class will look like for you. Now, if we get a little drawing tool. So the first thing that I would do is to put Blackboard right somewhere that you could click easily and click right in. And once you have your SITNet ID and password for your email, you use the same ID and password for Blackboard. So you could click on it. You could also use it as an app if you want to. I don't because I'm on my computer so much, but either way is fine. Now, once you get into your Blackboard, you will see courses. You'll click on that and you'll see Bio 215. There's a lab and a lecture. We primarily use Blackboard for lecture. Once you get into the course, there will be announcements. Well, there's lots of stuff, but primarily what I use for this course is announcements and content. Announcements will give you week-by-week information. It will also be sent as an email. It'll say, hey, it's week 1 coming up. Week 1 will be August 24th to August 30th. This is exactly what you do during that week. You do it, you'll be good to go. Okay? Where you find the weekly work is under content. So these are the two primary areas that I've posted information. We have Start Here and Syllabus. That's more like if you're having internet problems, look under Start Here. There's some tips. The syllabus is the syllabus for the semester, which we'll go over maybe briefly in this video. Okay, so those are the main areas. I don't use discussions. I don't use the message board in Blackboard. If you need me, please email me in my regular emails. It's just because I'm on them all day long. It's the easiest place for me to look for the look for any emails or messages from people. Okay. All right. So if we look quickly at announcements, there'll be typed up announcements. Okay. Some of them will stay open all semester, like online exam to-dos and some tips. Please read through this on your own. You will have to take your exams online, okay? Most of your quizzes, excluding one quiz, will be taken without a proctoring system. The proctoring system is Respondus. I have a completely separate video dedicated to that. Make sure you watch it. It'll tell you exactly how to download the app. Respondus is basically an app that you will go through to take your exams. Okay, so please make sure you watch that video at a different time. Now, these are tips to help you with those online exams. You'll have 4 online exams that you'll take at home. These are very important tips that you'll need to review on your own. There's also been some cheating. I'll be honest with you. You need to prove to me that you're not cheating. And I actually have a quiz that'll walk you through all the tips that'll help to prevent any flags from cheating. If you cheat, you will get a 0. Okay. I'm not going to sit and read through these. Please read through these on your own. The one thing I will recommend is if you do not have strong, Wi-Fi signal, use a hardwire right into your modem. I would do it, period, whether I had good signal or not, just to make sure that nothing went wrong for your online exams, okay? Read through those other tips, watch my video on the online proctoring system. Let me know if you have any questions. Tutoring, I don't know how that's going to look this semester. I'm in touch with a tutor. I will let you know if that pans out. But first and foremost, reach out to us if you have questions. How to use Respondus, there is that video. Please watch that. Please make sure that you understand it. And then you'll actually have a quiz in week 3. So you can make sure you know how to use Respondus. You will actually take the quiz using the proctoring system Respondus for that one quiz. That's the only quiz that I have you take with Respondus. That way you get comfortable with it. So when it comes to the exams, you will be able to use Respondus without a problem. Google Chrome seems to be the browser that plays best with Blackboard. So if you're having problems, switch over to Google Chrome. It seems to be kind of the trick to getting Blackboard to work well. Okay, here's a welcome. This is where welcome email/announcement. I will post this video in there. You'll have a link that you can click on, and then we will also go over things in lab with you. Okay, you will have me, Dr. Evans, Dr. Folletti, or Jeremy Skeeches. I've been working with Dr. Evans and Dr. Folletti for years. Jeremy Skeeches was my tutor for years. I've worked with these people for years. They're phenomenal. You guys are in great hands. You will love every single one of them. And then your weekly work. This will look different. These are old announcements. Okay, you'll get this the Friday before. So like week 1 is August 24th to the 30th. I will send out this email the Friday before August 24th. You'll have all week to complete that information, including quizzes. Okay, it'll lay out exactly what's due. This is important. All quizzes are due the end of the week on Sunday. They will open the end of the week on Friday. So for example, August 24th, you'll get your information. You'll have a week to study. Your weekly quiz will open that Friday. It will close Sunday at midnight. Please listen to me. I will not reopen the quizzes. Okay, I just won't. You will have them open from Friday until Sunday. Don't wait until Sunday at 11 p.m. to take it. Take it way early if there's an issue. I'm not on my emails during the weekend often. I will check generally first thing in the morning on Saturday. So if you're not feeling comfortable, take it Friday. I will be checking my emails by Saturday morning, okay? That is a firm and fast rule. You're going into a hard program. You're just going to up the ante across the board, and we've got to all learn to play within these rules, okay? So I'm not a hard nose on many things. The quizzes I am. I will not reopen them. So whatever quizzes you have open for week 1, you need to complete by Sunday, which I believe will be the 30th, that Sunday at midnight, okay? All right, and then you'll have week 2, week 3, week 4, all of the announcements will come out. And I talked to many of you already. Try not to think of all this content as a whole semester of work. Try to think of it as 1 week at a time. Just complete that weekly work and move on, okay? So this will be your announcements. You will get them as an email as well. Start here. Once again, I don't post a ton of stuff in here. It's general class information. I'll have the welcome video here for you. Your instructor's information will be here in your textbook. Here's your syllabus. Okay, so syllabus information has instructor names. I don't have all of the lab instructors' names, but they will give you their information. I do have grading. You will have 4 exams. You could see here. I call them midterms. You know, I don't, just because they're not your final per se, but you'll have 3 exams, I should say. They're all 60.60 questions. You'll have an hour to complete them. When it is time to take your exam, I'm going to open the exams for 24 hours on Mondays. You could take any one of these lecture exams any point on that Monday, but once you open it, you need to complete it. Okay, you cannot open it, reopen it. You also cannot use any books. You can't use any notes. You cannot use an online supplement. You can't use your phone. You need to keep your hands on your computer and be looking at the screen the whole time. If you look away consistently, you will get a 0 because that means you're looking at something else. Okay? Not to be a hard nose, but this is very important that you need to follow the rules for these online exams. It sounds like a lot. It's really very simple. And I have a quiz that you will complete, and you'll review all my tips on how to take these online exams to prove to us that you are not cheating. Okay. So once again, step by step, you'll have a weekly quiz. Now the weekly quiz is completely different. The weekly quiz will not be proctored by the online proctoring system Respondus, except for one exception when I actually give you a quiz about Respondus so you can practice with it. All the other quizzes are timed, but you can use your books to look up information so you can review the material. Okay, so weekly quizzes other than the one about Respondus are not proctored online, and also they are open book. Okay, now workbook, I'll show you what the workbook is. The workbook is a series of about 9 to 10 projects where you literally get a printout of things that you do what I call point and shoot. So you will print them off and you will label them. You'll bring them into your lab. We review them to make sure that they're done. If you do them, you get 10 points. It's pretty straightforward. Okay. Total points you'll get are approximately 300. The quizzes may vary from semester to semester. Okay. Grades will be turned 1 week after the completion of the exams. The exams are online now, though. So the lecture exams are graded immediately. You'll immediately get your grade, which is kind of cool. Lab exams, we ask you to give us the week to grade them because, as you can imagine, lab exams are a little more complicated, and your lab instructors will go over that. Emails are returned within 48 hours. Okay. There's your grading scale. Your required text, Elaine Marieb, Human Anatomy and Physiology, 10th edition. You can use an old edition. If you have a friend who took the class, you can absolutely use their book. You can use a 6th edition. They don't change things that much. Okay. So feel free to get an old book if you want. I am perfectly fine with that. In the bookstore, there are printed lecture notes or printed lab notes. You do need both of those. You will need them for the first day of class. So super important. Course description prereq, you can read through that on your own. Late work is not accepted. Academic dishonesty. Let me be extremely clear. If you are caught cheating, you will receive a 0 for that exam. You're not allowed to look at your phones. You're not allowed to look at books. You're not allowed to ask your friends. You're not allowed to phone a friend. You cannot use anything when you're taking your exams. When you're in class, please do not use your cell phones. It's one of my little pet peeves, all of our pet peeves. If you need to text someone, raise your hand and say, I need to contact someone, and leave the room. Okay. It's time to be professional. You're all going into professional careers. If you were talking to a patient, you wouldn't whip out your cell phone and start texting. It's time to carry those habits over into the classroom. So that's why we ask you to do that. Course objectives. You can read through those on your own. Outcomes, accommodations. If you have accommodations, let us know. Here's the contact information for the coordinator for accommodations, but also meet with us. Bring us your paperwork, and we're more than happy to help coordinate any accommodations that you have. Attendance policy. Lecture, you do not need to come to lecture in person. You can watch it online. That is completely up to you. Lab, you need to come to lab. Now, of course, in this era, there may be issues. If you test positive for COVID or you are sick, do not come to class. Okay? Let us know. We will help you do work at home, which will get you caught up with your fellow lab classmates. You're not supposed to miss more than 3. If there's an issue, just contact us. That may change with the state of things. If you do miss a class, it is up to you to get information. Reach out to your lab instructor and they will tell you what you need to do to get that information. For lecture, there's enough material online that you should be able to catch up on your own. But of course, if you have questions, let us know. We're happy to get back to you. Please don't wait until the last minute to study. Please, 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 please don't. Study an hour every day, a little bit every day. Sit down, go over the material, watch the videos again, get your lab book, review it, make up. One of the biggest things that I used to do is make up quizzes for myself from my lab and lecture notes. You'd be surprised at how much you learn just by making up your own tests. Focus on the lecture notes for lecture. Focus on the lab notes for lab. Okay? Lecture questions come right from the lecture notes. Lab questions come from the lab notes. Behavior, I haven't had issues with behavior, but please review this. Lecture outline, this is the weekly material. Okay. And then student code of conducts, no open books for cell phones for examinations. If you're found cheating, receive a 0. Please do not use abusive, obscene, indecent, or lewd conduct or language. Please use an introduction to every email. Okay, so that's the syllabus. If you need to review it, it's right here. Now the weekly content. Sorry, I'm just moving this screen a little bit. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I need to move it down. Okay, here we go. Okay, so weekly content. If you go into content, here's your weekly schedule. And this is when your exams are. So you can see lecture exam will be, and I'll get those specific dates and send them out to you, will be on the content in chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4. We'll explain this as we get closer. Let's just say the breakdown for lecture content is in here for you. Your lab exams are posted during the weeks that they will be. Your lab exams will be during your normal lab times. Your lecture exams, once again, will be on the Mondays of the weeks that they're noted, and I will open them for 24 hours. You need to complete it at some point during that 24 hours. Once you open the exam, you cannot reopen it, okay? So here's the weekly breakdown. You cannot take any of this course material and put it online. If you do, that's a violation of copyright. Please don't do that. Start here, we looked at when it is time for you to take your tests, it will be in content under all tests. Okay. I have this in the professor view, but I'll just bring it up. You'll click it in here. When it's time for exam 1, here it is. Okay. You'll click on it and you'll be able to take the test. Okay. Now I know this video is getting long. There's a lot of material in here. Please note this. When it's time for you to take your major exams in lecture, you will not go directly into Blackboard. You will go through the Respondus app. Please watch the video and it will clarify everything for you. Students, the only problem we've had with Respondus is students try to go directly into Blackboard. You need to go through the Respondus app, which will bring you to Blackboard, which will proctor your exam. The proctoring of the exam will videotape you and audio tape you. I will sit and watch all of the videotapes. Do not think I won't. I will. Unfortunately, we've had some cheating issues. If you are consistently looking away from your screen, if you are consistently talking to someone and getting answers, I will hear it. I will see it. Okay, so please don't do that. Here's the rules for Respondus. For taking the exam and also for scanning the area. There's very specific directions in here on how to scan the area. Now listen, if you scan your area really, really well and show me that there is nothing in the area, there won't be a problem. Okay, this prevents a lot of problems, and I give you a couple of different options here. Okay. So please read this thoroughly and you will actually have a quiz on how to do this. So I know that you've gone through it and read the directions thoroughly. Welcome to the class will be this video. I'll post it here. This is an old one. Okay, so I'll post the new one. So that way you can always go back and reference the videos. And, you know, if you have a question on how things are run, this is a great place to start. If you ask me questions on what's in this video, I'm going to ask you to go back and watch the video because there's a whole reason why I put this together for you. So please make sure you listen to this thoroughly once, twice, if not 3 times. How to study videos, those are completely up to you. Some great tips on how to study. I can give you my tips right now. Watch the lectures, read the notes, study the notes as best as you can. It's not rocket science. Well, it's borderline. It's hard. The material's hard. I'm trying to make a joke, but I'm telling you, my lecture questions come directly from my lecture notes. Our lab questions come directly from our lab notes. Sit and study those notes until you could recite them by memory. That's what you need to do. So watch the lecture videos, write down any questions you have, look up the questions in your book or your notes. If you can't find the answer to your questions, email us. Once you understand everything, sit with 3 or 4 pages of notes a night until you have it memorized, until you can cover the PowerPoint and recite it from memory as best as you can. If you do, you should be good to go. Okay. Now, in here, we kind of do this because then we have all the information for all the classes in one place. We have lab review pictures in here. So if you click on this, there are several folders. So here's 1 through 4. I've taken pictures of all the models, and you could go in and review them. They're very, very helpful. You could even print them if you want to. And there's lab review for the entire semester. Okay, and then here's the weekly material. So I'll send an announcement in an email every week telling you exactly what to go over. Here's also the directions at the top of every week. Every week you'll have notes. These PowerPoint, you can see PPTX or PowerPoints. These are the same PowerPoints that you've bought from the bookstore. I give them to you because you can actually see the pictures in color, which will help to, I don't know, it helps me to memorize to see pictures in colors so you can open them on your laptop. These PowerPoints will correlate with the lecture. And here's the videotape lecture. It's literally me in class, videotaped, doing the weekly videos. Okay? So once again, you don't need to come in person. You can watch it at home. It's a very nice option. Here's your weekly quiz. Okay? Now, excuse me. So this quiz helps you to understand the online proctoring system Respondus. Okay, before you take this quiz, watch the video that I've created for you. And once you do that, you will take this quiz. This will be due the first week as well as your weekly quiz. Okay. Let me see something really quickly. Okay, and you'll have a weekly quiz as well on the chapter 1, okay? So this will be due week 1 as well, and this practice exam helps you to take the exams at home. It proctors you and allows you to take your exams at home. We had hundreds of students use it. We rarely have a problem, but you just need to review it to make sure that you understand it, okay? In-class questions. See, these are completely optional. So these help me to focus. It literally are questions, you could print them off, that you can fill in while you're watching my lecture. And then the answers are here. You do not have to hand this in. This is not required by any means, but several students have used them. It says that they say it helps them to stay focused and follow along with the lectures. There's a lot of material. I understand that. So these are just yet another tool to help you. You can do it if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. Okay. Back up to the top here. This is mandatory workbook preparation. Okay. I'm opening this up right now. The workbook preparation is weekly workbooks. You'll have one every week, I think, except for week 2. And this is very straightforward questions that you'll find right in your notes or your lecture book. And you fill it out, okay, before you come to lab. So this one will be due week 1. And it's straightforward stuff. Okay, so like regions of the appendicular skeleton, which are the arms and legs, you will have to go and label those on the picture above. Okay, very straightforward. You'll find the answers in your lecture book. Okay, so for example, frontal. You'll see frontal here. Okay, so this frontal region is right here, for example. So you'll just go look these up and label them. They're very, sorry, I didn't mark that correctly. Orbital. Oh, sorry. Let me turn this off. There we go. Okay. You'll take that name, label it on the picture above. All point and shoot stuff. What we're doing with that is getting you prepared before you come into lab on basic material. And it is very helpful when we start going through the lab book. You'll see most of these answers will help you to answer questions in your lab book. Bring it in, and most importantly, well, not most importantly, it helps to give you a little couple extra points towards your grade. It's not extra credit, but it does help your grade overall. Okay, so workbook. So once again, looking at week 1, directions, print off the workbook, complete it, bring it to lab, follow along with your notes, the lecture video, take this quiz, which is in here. You'll have another weekly quiz. Okay, week 1's done. Week 2 comes around August 31st. Same format. I'm not going to go through every week, just so you know. Okay, and the dates are at the top. Directions. There's no workbook for this week. This is the only week that happens. Here's your PowerPoints, which you already have. Here are your weekly videos. Okay. This quiz is tips for success in this course. Okay. After this week, you won't have 2 quizzes every week. This is information that we have found to be helpful. Writing effective emails, communication from and to your professors, studying for exams, testing, interactions, cell phones, missed classes, extra credit academic support. We've put this in as a quiz, okay? Once you take it, I'll go through and make sure everybody has all their points. Actually, no, I want you to get all these points. You know why? I'm not going to change it. Because you're allowed to look at these answers, okay? So when you start to take the quiz here, I've opened it in a separate window. You'll begin the quiz. I can't do it right now because my recording's over it. You'll hit begin, and you can actually go back and look for the answers in here. So please make sure you get all the easy points in here. All the answers are in here. I know some of you are like, what? Tips for success, proper emails, proper grammar. I cannot tell you how many times we've had emails that are written like a text. I cannot tell you how many times that people have called me, hey, Megan. Always address your professors as Dr. whoever, you know. It's just a proper way to interact with people. Studying for exams. I've reviewed this a million times with students. Testing. I've reviewed this, and it's all given to you. It's all given to you in videos. There's a reason why this video is going on half an hour. I'm trying to get you prepared to be successful. And when people ask us questions that we've already answered in videos and emails and introductions, it gets a little frustrating. So we've actually made this a quiz. Okay, so that'll be this week, and you'll have a weekly quiz as well. I'll tell you each week what is due. Week 3 is the same, week 4 is the same, week 5 is the same. Okay, so I know this is a lot of material. Please listen to this video a couple times though. I'm just scanning down. Yeah, I think I've covered everything. Announcements start here, syllabus we went through, and content. I used to come in and do this in the labs, but I think this will be more effective if we do this online. And of course, at any time, if you have any questions, let us know. We are completely here for you. Watch this video at least twice. Make sure you've gotten everything out of it that you need to get, and email us if you have any questions. Thank you all so much. Welcome to SUNY Poly. We're very excited to have you here and to work with you. If you have any questions, please let us know. Take care.